Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to our MM8 completionist run. Now, last episode was a fun one. We went through the Plane of Fire, which, as I mentioned, is my favorite zone in the game. Also a pretty intense area. And it was another pretty long episode. So we've had a few long episodes in a row. Plane of Fire, the Plane of Air before that was another long episode. The Plane of Air itself wasn't that long. I think it was made longer by the fact that I was doing other things in that episode. And then before that we had the very long Alchemy episode. So I think in this episode we're gonna change things up a little bit for you, but mostly for me. I think we need a bit of a breather, so this episode is gonna be a very short one. Although how short it ends up being depends a little bit on the kind of RNG that we get. Because as I mentioned last time, we have a bit of enchanting to do. And I am actually going to give you this long dagger as well. So the sad thing is, Veteranist Talishar is probably going to be leaving our party soon, because we're going to be bringing Sorry Blackthorn back in, I think, as we move into the endgame. I'll think about that though. Lloyd's Beacon is a very tempting spell to have, but we don't really need it that much. I mean, yes, we can set a beacon, and we can go back and we can regain our health and mana after casting Day of the Gods, you know, get it up to whatever the new maximum is, and that's nice, but like, do we really need that extra health? Are we really that close to dying as a party that we need all that extra health, all that extra mana? I mean, we do have slow regen as it is, so we are getting it back slowly. I think ultimately it'll be more handy to have Sorry Blackthorn with a double Noble Bone Bow arrows, just stopping enemies in their tracks. Anyway, that's my thought process about late game party configuration. What I was building towards is that Veteranist is going to be leaving us, but before he leaves, if he leaves, you know, decision not made yet, but before anything happens with his party status, he does have one important contribution to make, which is, of course, he has to enchant a bunch of items for us. Now, I'm going to go to Shadowspire, because I think... it's... You know what, let's just wait until 6 AM. I was thinking about resting, but you know what, we've got these buffs active, might as well, even though there's gonna be no combat, I just like having all my spells going. I was gonna say, I think maybe the weapon shop, yes, see, this sells daggers, and, I want to see, again, they don't seem to sell the type of dagger that I want, which is the top tier long dagger, which is the one that was just handed over to Veteranist by Elspeth, the dueling long dagger. Which is weird, because it says, like, it mentions vampires, and, you know, we're in Shadowspire, the land of the undead. You would think this type of weapon would be right up their alley, but the problem is I just don't think the tier of this shop goes high enough. Now, if we want high tier items, of course, the place to go is Balthazar Lair. And while we are here, pick a tiny bit of gold from the ground, why not? While we're here, okay, have I... In the short time that I've been away from this game, have I completely forgotten where everything is? No. I was... Okay, now I remember we've got to go here, and now from here we can go to the other places. So one of these should be the weapon shop. Now this shop sells axes. Does it only sell axes?
Our axes are the best.
It would seem that its
Our axes
special stock is only, well, I mean, well, it's still an axe. It's still an axe. Its standard stock can have swords.
Our axes are the best.
So, looks like we're not going to be able to do what I wanted to do, which is I wanted to have a second one of these dueling long daggers, which is a little sad.
We got some good stuff here.
And while I'm here, let's see. Really? Hang on. While we are here,
We got some good stuff here.
let's see if we can get another diamond. And ask and ye shall receive. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, sure, you can haggle for it. And even pick up... Ooh, Crusader's Gauntlets. We can enchant those. Those are high Artificer's Belt. With belts, it doesn't matter whether it's that one specifically or a lower one, because belts don't give you anything. They're just decorative, but their enchantments are what make them. But I still like how the Artificer's Belt looks, which is the main reason why I prefer that. Okay. And with items that are very low level,
Thanks for the business.
sometimes they can't be enchanted at all. Okay. So, endurance was there. At some point, we're gonna have to drink all of these potions, because they are... Oop. They are taking up a lot of space. Okay, might was this. And let's just make sure that they are all the same type. Speed is what we need more of. We have a need for speed. Luck, we're actually capped out on 6. And I will only have 6 in my party. If we include Veteranus, which, you know what, sure, let's include them. We're also capped out on Might. We need Accuracy. 1 more. We need 2 more Endurance. 3 more Personality. You know, worst case scenario, we can brew these potions ourselves. Let me give myself this diamond. Worst case scenario, we can brew them ourselves. Okay. So, we didn't get the second dagger, which is unfortunate because I was hoping that we could have 2 of these so she could dual wield 2 high tier daggers with strong enchantments. But it doesn't matter that much because I think maybe next episode, maybe a couple episodes from now, we're gonna do the obelisks, and our reward for that will include a really nice artifact dagger. So it won't be long before Elspeth is dual wielding really good stuff. And in fact, in an episode that's supposed to be about enchanting, we actually haven't done any enchanting yet. So let's remedy that. Let us remedy that. Alright. Let's remind ourselves how the enchant item spell works. You cast it on an unenchanted item. The success is 10% per point in skill. So if you have more than 10 points in skill, that's a guaranteed 100% success. And at the master level, you get moderate enchantments. At the grandmaster level, ostensibly, you get stronger enchantments. I'm not going to do any complicated comparison between what you can get at the master level and what you can't, and what you can only get at the grandmaster level. I will settle for just dipping into the better pool of enchantments straight away. And let's start off with this dagger. What did we get? That is a garbage enchantment. That is awful. You should be ashamed of that. Veteraness, you can do better. To speed things up, that is again not a good thing for a weapon. To speed things up, so when you enchant an item, if you don't interfere with the game, what it'll do is it'll have this, you know, little animation playing over the weapon. Then it'll kick you out of your inventory, and then to see what the item is, you have to go back into your inventory and then see what it is. But you can speed things up by pressing escape, then going into someone else's inventory and then seeing what the item is. Now this won't free your character up for a second enchantment straight away, but it will let you see what the item is. So if you don't like the item, you can load the game, and you know the game doesn't require the character to be ready before you can load or save. So that's one way that I'm gonna save time. So just pathetic enchantments. Like, there's that one again. I'm not. I've got to be honest. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing. 1 to 6. Hang on. Like, you are a grandmaster in water magic, right? Yeah. I mean, you have to be a grandmaster because you have the Lloyd's Beacon spell, but how do you account for this trash that you are producing for us, Veteraness? This was supposed to be your last shining moment, you know, before antique. That's actually hilarious. This was supposed to be your big moment, Veteraness. You're blowing it big time. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Like, how often are we even gonna fight ogres? Oh, maybe I should cast the correct spell. I mean, this could be good, although I've also read occasionally that that's weapon speed doesn't always work the way you'd think it would work. So I don't think we need. I wanted to give that a new name because Luck 28 isn't an accurate description for why I'm saving this. I'm just gonna say Swift Dagger. So in case we don't get anything better, I'll keep the Swift Dagger. Just because maybe if it's working correctly, it could be good for us, or if it's working the way we think it would, then it could be good, even though it probably isn't, and it'll just be a, you know, placebo effect, might and endurance, +5 each. That is actual trash. Another swift one, but we've already got one of those in the bank. Oh, another one of those. Okay, this could be. I mean, in terms of added damage, this is the best we've done so far, because 5 flat is better overall than 1 to 6. Yes, 1 to 6 has a chance of rolling higher than that, but its average damage will be 3.5, whereas this is 5, but it can still do so much better. Like, what about a dagger off the dragon, huh? What about that? What about that? Electrical damage. Again, this is an average of 3.5. You know what? I should have saved the 5 damage. You know what? No. 5 damage, even though it's technically better than some of this trash, isn't worth getting excited about. I mean, this does 5 points of body damage and gives +2 in disarm, so it's objectively better in that it gives you the +5 damage and something else. The problem being the something else that it's giving us is useless, but it's got a nice name, Assassin's Dueling Long Dagger. You know what? Let's make a new save for that. I'm running out of slots, actually. I think this is our last slot. I don't think we're gonna need this slot anymore. I'm just gonna call it Assassin's Dagger. Well, I had such high hopes for you, Veteranus. I think ultimately the problem is that enchanting is similar to Might and Magic 6 and Might and Magic 7 in that the best enchantments in the game simply can't be obtained via this spell. So maybe this entire episode is a waste of time. I think we've had enough stabs. Stab, dagger, I didn't even realize I was making a pun. I think we've had enough attempts. That, well, I mean, that's a different one which we haven't seen yet, but it's still a terrible type of... There's that again. There's that again. There's that garbage enchantment once again. There's that. There's that again. Double versus undead. I mean, better than versus ogres, but still. Double versus dragons. Arguably more useful than the undead one, but yeah, even that's not great. 3 to 4 points. Once again, an average of 3.5. So that seems to be the highest you can get in terms of damage output. Well, no, 5 is the highest you can get. But that seems to be the highest one with the, you know, which actually rolls. And by the 3 to 4 is probably the worst one, because unlike the 1 to 6, which can technically roll higher than 5 on a very good roll, even though on average it's bad, 3 to 4 will always be worse. So it's like just mathematically, like why would you ever go for that if you had the choice to get something else? 1 to 6. I've got to admit, I'm not happy with the weapon enchantments. And I think we've had enough attempts at this that we can conclude with reasonable confidence that there simply aren't any good weapon enchantments. So what I'm going to do is, let's give it 5 more attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4, Final attempt coming up. 5. Well, there's the Swift Dagger again, which we can keep. But I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to... Where's my Assassin's Dagger? Did I... Oh, it's down there. For some reason, I can't scroll down to it from this. Like, I need to scroll to the bottom and then press this. So that's weird. So I'm gonna load this. Where we got this thing, and I'm gonna give this to Elspeth. Because even though functionally it's no different from the one that only did body damage, we don't really need disarm on her once we get Blackthorn back. I do like the name, alright? So that's the only reason I'm going to keep it. Alright, now... This episode could be shorter than I intended, or than I expected. Let's see what sort of enchantments we can get on belts. Maybe we can get better stuff. That's not a good start. That is a bad start. But there will be things that we can get on belts that we can't get on weapons. For instance, those single stat boosts. You will never see those on weapons. This is also probably something that you can't get on weapons, but this is a totally useless one to us. Endurance plus 15. Honestly, if I... Speed plus 17. I'd rather have... I don't know if Off the Gods is... Arms Master 11, but I don't think it's gonna work. Don't think it's gonna work. Oh, it does. It does work. Alright. You know what? I've changed my mind. Maybe there is some merit to this. And now we're getting a whopping plus 26 to our Arms Master bonus. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. Why... like, we had another Arms Master item, but it wasn't stacking properly, but this one is. Now, the question is 11 the best we can do? I'm gonna call this save 11. So I think Veterinus may just have redeemed himself. Huge swing and a miss on the weapon enchantment, but if he can get Arms Master, and obviously he can, now the next question is how high can it go? Do skill bonuses have the same possible values as stat bonuses? Because if that's the case, then we know we can do better than 15. We can go up to 17. But if that's not the case, then that's utter garbage. Might plus 15. Hang on. Yeah, no, let's... If I get 15 Arms Master or better, I'll keep it. That's garbage. Utter garbage. And then the other question is, can you get Arms Master on gloves? Can you get it on boots? Can you get it on rings? Luck plus 12. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. But it's worth it. I do like Arms Master. My favorite skill... Well, that's a skill bonus of 13. So we know skill bonuses can at least be 13. That's important. an important piece of information for us to know. Oh, what are you doing? What? Oh, whoa, you gotta actually cast it before hitting escape. Come on. We know stat bonuses can hit 15. Maybe that's the high roll. I feel like I've seen more than 50. Okay, that's even better. I did say, didn't I, that I would accept 15 or better. Again, I was trying to give it a different name. Arms Master 15. I think in the interests of... Oh, here's another thing that we can enchant. In the interest of not making this episode too absurdly boring, I am going to accept this plus 15. Let's confirm that it's working properly. Yes, it is. Because at Grandmaster level, Arms Master effects are doubled. This means plus 30 on both the attack bonus as well as damage. That's not even counting, I don't think, the extra damage from, like, the body damage from that. Yeah, like the 10 to 20 points. So that's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, I am actually going to save this, like, properly. And we're gonna start enchanting our other things. And if we happen to get Arms Master plus 16, plus 17, yes, I will take that, but I'm not going to specifically grind for, you know, only Arms Master. But let's start enchanting some gloves. Gloves? Some cloaks. Some cloaks. Personality plus 16. So we know stats can go that high. Body resistance plus 11. Speed and accuracy, utter garbage. Alright, what do you... resistances can also go higher than 15. Duly noted. Disarm is plus 13. I don't think I've seen a skill roll go higher than 15. Hit points plus 15. Might plus 15. I don't know. Don't know. I don't even know what I would accept on a cloak. Certainly not body resistance 12. See, what would I accept on a character that isn't Leanne Stormlance? That's the question. Because for her, it's obvious. Arms Master. I guess Arms Master could technically benefit, you know, these two, you know, myself, and but because we're limited to normal, all it would do is give a small attack bonus, which is effectively not even doing anything at all. So honestly, it might just come down to putting Arms Master on all these items, assuming we can get it on a cloak, and assuming it can stack with her other Arms Master bonuses. That might be the best we can hope for. Disarm 10. Do you even have Disarm Trap? No, you don't. And I'm not going to waste skill points on giving you a new skill. And yeah, see those +5 to 2 stats some of the most annoying enchantments purely because I know that Off the Gods exists. Why would I ever take an item that gives... See, now this is interesting. Plus 15 spell points is a nice flat bonus. Like it's not make or break though, is it? Fire resistance 12. And I had such high hopes. And to be fair, Arms Master 15 is a wonderful get. But I was hoping that we'd have more variety in the kinds of enchantments that we see. For instance, Off the Gods, I think Off Protection is the one that boosts all your resistances, something like that. Or like Off the Troll, Off the Unicorn, those kinds of things where you get, you know, like a stat boost of more than 10 on a couple stats, but then also it does an extra thing as well, but yeah, this is you know what, just take that. I mean, alchemy is technically one of your skills, so, and it looks pretty cool on you, so you can just take it. Okay. Now, one thing that occurs to me is that we have people who don't have shoes.
Welcome, adventurer.
You do have shoes. I'll let you keep your shoes. And the reason that bugs me is because it does show up on your, you know, your character's paper doll thing, right? Their portrait. And where can we buy good shoes? Once again, the Althazar lair seems to be our best bet. Because we've got some gloves that we can enchant. I'd like to have a nice pair of shoes. I don't think we've gone into the armor shop yet.
Looking for armor?
This is garbage.
Thanks.
Are you...
Looking for armor?
No. Well, no, you are, because you're selling dragon helms. So you do have top tier things.
Thanks.
But
Looking for armor?
I mean, you've got top tier plate armor.
Thanks.
But you just don't sell boots, it seems. Does the magic shop
We got some good stuff
sell
here.
boots? It does.
Hit the road, beggar.
Okay, hang on a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a pair of unenchanted boots from the magic shop. Unfortunately, that's gonna require a bit of training to happen, just to elapse some time.
Here for instruction? Well done. Here for instruction? Well done.
Now, has this given me... No, I can't put any more points into light magic yet. Has the magic shop reset? Or am I going to have to... I think I'm one training cycle like too early.
We got some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Hit the road.
Yeah, we're not... We needed to train one more time. Okay. Okay, I'll go back. And train... Where am I going? I need to go this way. I need to go this way. Okay, come on. I also want to give you a pair of boots. Even though we're not going to keep you long term, but I just feel like... Where... Oh my god, I walked all the way back to the... Oh no, I am supposed to go to the academy, because I do need to train once more.
Instruction, well done.
And after training, this is when we go back to the magic shop. I'm just going to keep boosting light magic, no reason not to. Okay. I think that's probably gonna be the thing that I do to cap this episode off. Or in preparation to cap this episode off, is I want...
We got some good stuff here.
Oh...
Hit the road.
Am I... Oh, I need it... Am I... One... Like, do I need to... I don't know. I've completely lost all confidence in my ability to know how restock cycles work. So clearly we've got to do this once more.
Here for instruct, well done.
I'm gonna save here. Just to make sure if I do need to come back, which surely I won't, not this time, but if I do, we'll be fine. We will be fine. And... What was this?
I don't know.
That's... I mean, those are Minotaur gauntlets, so it's an appropriate place for them to be. Alright, now I'm going to save this in a different slot.
We got some good stuff.
And now it's reset. Okay, so these are the kinds of boots that I want. And as luck would have it, we've got pretty nice selection. So we've got a standard unenchanted one, which I'm just gonna buy. We also have ones with a... not a great enchantment, but 15 endurance plus 5 armor is okay. It's certainly better than the kinds of enchantments that he seems to be capable of producing on his own. As is this. Resistant to poison. It could be an
Thanks for the business.
interesting belt option. So I'll give these to you. And now finally you have boots. You even have gloves. They're unenchanted for now. And these ones we can enchant and give them to you. Alright. Here is what I'm gonna do. Is clearly enchanting isn't working out the way that I had envisioned. The reason being that because of the very limited things you can get as enchantments, because of that and pretty much only that, the list of actually useful enchantments is very, very limited. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you this vampire cloak, so now you look badass as well. And you don't even have a cloak. I thought she had a cloak, but it's just the background behind her. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do in this episode is we are going to buy one more vampire cloak. Now remind me, we don't need any more might. Okay. We save it. Oh, I've saved it in the wrong slot. I'll save it in this one as well.
We got some good stuff here.
You don't have any cloaks
Hit the road.
currently. So we're gonna have to do some more training to get that shop to reset. And we've got tons of levels to gain, so that's not a problem. We can go all the way to 90. And the bulk of this experience, if you're wondering why we have so much of it, came from the bounty hunting unmarked side quest. So we'll just mosey along.
Here for instruction. Well done. Here for well done.
Do
Here for well done. Here for well done.
another 4 weeks of training has given us 68 skill points. So I can put one more point into light magic. Just, it's shooting up higher and higher. It's now at 36. Absurd. But the higher it gets, the better it gets. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I am just going to buy an unenchanted
We got some good stuff here.
vampire cloak. Uh-oh, wrong one. Yeah, we need to load this one.
We got some good stuff here.
Oh, we got a diamond, but
Hit the road.
sad, like it feels so painful to let that diamond go, but we're looking for cloaks. But do you sell cloaks? Is that
We got some good
not a
stuff here.
thing that you do?
Hit the. We got some good stuff here.
No, they do have cloaks. They do have cloaks.
Hit the.
It's just that we went a few
We got some good
times
stuff
without
here.
seeing any. Good high tier gauntlets.
Hit the.
Okay,
We got some good stuff here.
come on, just give me one vampire cloak. You've got high tier versions
We
of
got some good stuff here.
everything. Another diamond
Hit the road.
that we're gonna
We got
have
some
to
good
pass
stuff
up
here.
on just because I'm
Hit the.
insistent that we
got
get
some
this
good
cloak.
stuff here.
It's another Alvar cloak.
Hit the.
Like, don't tell me there's some weird restriction
We got some good stuff
with
here.
this shop where it
Hit the road.
has high tier,
We got some
has
good
the
stuff
capacity to have high tier of everything else except for cloaks, and the highest cloak it can have is an Alvar cloak. That would be too. No, I think these are better than Alvar cloaks.
here. Hit the road.
So I think we're just having some
We got
bad
some good stuff
RNG.
here. Hit the.
I think we just need to keep trying until we get
We got some good
the
stuff
correct
here.
thing to spawn.
Hit the road.
Each time we see a diamond that I have to let go of, it breaks my heart. It kills me a little bit,
We got some good stuff
but
here.
you know what? It's
Hit the. We got some good
it's
stuff
the
here.
oh my god. Okay. Now, three diamonds in one go. I'm actually going to take them.
Thanks for the business.
Just because it's really like it's too like you're asking too much of me if you expect me to give up on 3 diamonds in one go. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to hang on. Did these people
Looking
sell cloaks? No, they only sell helmets and gauntlets, but no cloaks.
Thanks for nothing.
Only helmets and gauntlets, no cloaks. Okay. 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 So... And it's an unsatisfying conclusion, but there was never gonna be like a climactic way to wrap up this episode. Especially not after slowly coming to the realization that Enchant Item simply isn't a very good spell. But I nonetheless think that we've dragged things out about as far as we can go. And it's time to call things to an end. Before I do end off, though, a bit of housekeeping that we have to do is I want to...
Rarities from across the land.
Yeah, we're not gonna need any of this anymore. Yeah. Yeah, all of these stat boosting things are not necessary anymore, and even the light and dark magic. Well, hang on.
Business was a pleasure.
You have something that boosts dark magic, yes. Your helmet.
Rarities from across
So
the land.
we don't need that either. I'll keep these gems
Business was a pleasure.
because some of them might be useful just for demonstrating a few secrets in this game later on. So I'll hold on to those, but we have freed up a lot of space in Ithilgor's inventory, and I think that's, well, and let's get rid of those two things here.
Rarities from across the land. Business was
Not
a
even
pleasure.
concerned about actually making a profit, actually getting money, because number one, those are cheap items. Number two, we don't need money to begin with. Okay, now I think it's time to draw things to a close. We didn't get what we wanted. Like, I had visions of enchanting items of the gods, like a dagger of the dragon. Those hopes were dashed pretty quickly, and we had to set our sights a lot lower. But given those expectations, I think a find like this is still really, really, really good. What I'm gonna do is probably off screen, I'll just do some more testing in my free time, like, you know, between work. If I've got some, like, an hour to kill, I'll just maybe keep a, you know, tally in a notebook of how many times I got what kind of enchantment, and maybe there's some really rare one that only shows up 1% of the time or something. But I don't have high hopes. If I find something out, something earth-shattering, like there's a hidden enchantment that gives you plus 100 in every stat, like there isn't. I know for a fact. But if I find something noteworthy, then I'll let you know. Probably, you know, in the episode after I make such a discovery is when you'd most likely hear about it. But realistically, probably it's just not a very good spell. So, given that those were the constraints we were working with, I'm happy to say that this is the only thing we did of note in this entire episode. Plus 15 Arms Master is... it's, you know... it's something I'm willing to accept. It's even better technically than a Weapon of the Dragon in terms of the raw damage you'd get out of it. like plus 30 flat as opposed to, 10 to 25. Assuming you give it to someone with, Grandmaster Armsmaster, of course, which is why I gave it to Leanne. So yeah, that was a very good get. I'm happy with that. And you know what? That's a satisfying, I think, haul, I think. I'm saying I think a lot just because I think maybe a part of me is still disappointed and I'm just trying to convince myself. But maybe the way to think about this is not in terms of every single item being good, but more in terms of like Diablo 2 loot farming logic. Like you do a bunch of runs through a dungeon, and most of the things you'll find are trash, but maybe one of the things you find is really, really good. And in this case, our one good thing, after many attempts, was plus 15 Armsmaster. There, yeah, I think I'm willing to be okay with that. Like, relating to it to Diablo 2, like, you just have to adjust your expectations a little bit for what you can expect given a certain amount of time spent farming, and I think for the amount of time we spent, yeah, okay. I think I've just about managed to convince myself that, yeah, this is indeed a worthwhile outcome given the amount of time we spent farming and what was otherwise a pretty relaxed episode as well. It's not like we were doing bail runs on nightmare difficulty and there was a danger of us dying and losing experience. So with that in mind, yes, with zero risk, in such a relaxed way, definitely okay. It's a good thing to get. Okay, I've been rambling for a long time, and literally most of it was just me trying to reassure myself that this episode hasn't been a waste of time. And I guess that's not a good sign. You get to the end of the episode, and the guy playing the game isn't sure whether he's wasted his time or not. But, broadly speaking, we took a look at a game mechanic that we hadn't seen yet. We learned some things about it. And we learned that if you have the time to kill, you can get plus 15 Armsmaster on belts at least. And if nothing else, I think that's a good takeaway. But anyway, that is going to be all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I know this wasn't exactly gripping edge of your seat kind of stuff, but maybe like you're just listening to this in the background while you're doing other stuff. But regardless of how you are watching, I'm just glad to have you there. And if you are enjoying yourself, do consider leaving a like. And if you've been
Should be an easy fight.
If you've been enjoying the series, do consider subscribing as well. But I do hope nonetheless that you'll stick around for the next episode. And until then, take care.